62. Okay, we are live. Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Victory Saber 77, and we're back this week with the Aftercast, episode 62, on a different day. Today's Sunday, but next week we will be back to our regular day, Saturday, but the Cybercast will actually be a couple hours later. It will be actually at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hextron's channel, and the Aftercast will be airing at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time right here. So same day, but different times, just a tad bit later. So keep that in mind. But let's get into some introductions, and then we'll get into some other topics and news and stuff. But small cast today, but it works. Dalton, start us off.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as Instagram at DaltonianSTFs. And I've got a special video coming out considering Cartoon Mondays tomorrow, so keep a heads up for that.
Good.
Josh.
You can find me, G1 Hextron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hexatron.
Cool.
Took my just regular G1 Hextron, so I tried looking it up and mine pops up still, so.
Sorry.
In there.
You can find me, Twitter, YouTube, Victory Saber 77. We have a couple of big announcements. Well, one I've just already mentioned, that the Cybercast is going to be later on, and the Aftercast is going to be a little bit later. But we have our third co-host. Primal Sabbath will be coming back to the fold, so he will be on the Cybercast now, and excited to have him back on. You know, he should never have left. But contract negotiations finally went through. He's getting paid what he feels that he deserves to get paid, and we signed him for a nice long contract. So
he was really hung up on the dental.
Yeah. But we got him for 10 years, so we did finalize that. So he will be back and better than ever, refreshed, and he totally had to revamp everything because he was selling all his BotCon stuff and going into G1. So he didn't properly want to be on the show until he got that situated. So looking forward to that. Let's see, what else do we have? Again, the shows next week, changing times. Cybercast, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Aftercast, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also are still doing the collection spotlight on the Cybercast, so if you have a collection that you want to spotlight on the show, it doesn't have to just necessarily be all about Transformers. And no collections too small, too big, 10 to 20 pictures. Just email them to josh@g1hextron@gmail.com, and we're also looking for a sponsorship for the Cybercast, so if you are interested, email josh@g1hextron@gmail.com also. All right. Is the video form up for the Cybercast yet?
Video form is up. I just wanted to add in there that those are the only two reasons to email me on that. Just because I had like 30 emails, just people like, hey, what's going on, or, you know, why is the Cybercast not up on Saturday? And while we announce those things like 2 or 3 weeks in advance, so.
Yeah, the best way to get in touch with us is through Twitter or
Facebook.
Check out
whatever, so.
G1 Hextron's Facebook, the G1 Hexatron Facebook page. So, all right. Let's see. Our topics on the Cybercast, we were talking about Repro labels. Do they devalue your original G1 Transformers if you decide to upgrade them or put those on there? You know, I'm hoping the live chat is working. It probably isn't because everyone hates me so bad. But if you have an opinion, just put it in the comments. Dalton, we didn't see. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Hold, I jumped the gun. We'll just let that topic linger in your head for a little bit. We're going to go over some hauls right now. So Dalton, start us off.
I only got my Collector's Club comic and a frame for my lithograph. That's it.
Cool.
Awesome. I ended up getting Star Wars 6-inch Blackline series, the Tauntaun and Han, the Sergeant Clone Trooper, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then I ended up getting Transformer Combiner Wars, the Breakneck and Quick Slinger. Are those the correct names? I'm guessing. Okay,
Yes.
so those two guys. And then I also got a couple of Gundam kits and also PlayArt's Guy Tomb Raider. So I gave up on waiting for your review, James. So
Sorry. I just didn't
I
get around
just
to
went
it.
ahead and bought it.
Yeah, you're not going to be disappointed, believe me. Just a tad bit probably difference in coloring because mine was the game exclusive, not the original release. But for me, I got the big old black Zarek. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that thing's
And,
awesome.
got the Raptors. Got I didn't get any Combiner War stuff.
That back wall keeps on moving closer and closer, like every Aftercast.
It is. It's a little bit. I did get the Collectors Club magazine. It's got the Wild Rider, the Breakneck on it. It's kind of cool. I do like the back page where they're asking the wreckers who's the one that you don't want to be combined with. They're all
bottom of the street.
Whirl. They're all.
Well, then,
but yeah.
on the inside, with Grimlock and his weakness, I think that's a knock at his gold plastic syndrome.
Yeah, from the original Beast Wars. Just even the comic itself with the whole, homage to the movie where, if you've seen the 86 movie, Optimus Prime, his shuttle lands and he's going to stop Megatron. Well, this time it's Galvatron going to stop Optimus because it's shattered glass and all this type of stuff. And it's pretty funny, and how Rodimus kind of gets in there, Shattered Glass Rodimus, but Rodimus is like, oh, go ahead. This is a Prime fight. I'm sorry. I should back out. All this other type of stuff.
Well, that is his mannerisms, too.
Yeah.
Hot Rod's not the Kingslayer in Shattered Glass? I guess he wouldn't be.
No. He wants he's a Starscream, essentially. Because the Shattered Glass, like, Rodimus is like the Seeker. They're the Seeker group with Blur and Sideswipe. Sideswipe was part of it. It's Goldbug, but yeah, it's a good read. I do like it, but other than that, I don't think I got anything else. I got some stuff coming up this week. I bought. I should have bought it when it first came out, but the Fire Fair Hegemon booties. So be here tomorrow, but. It's weird having the show on Sunday. It's kind of because it's like tomorrow, yay! I get to tomorrow's Monday. Crap, but it's all good. And it disrupted Charles. He was like, "What am I gonna do? I usually watch the show on Saturday." Like, sorry, man. It's okay. It's all good. All right. So topics. Dalton, Repro labels. You've purchased stuff from Repro labels before.
Yeah, haven't in a very long time though.
But actually, I might throw this into the mix too. We were talking about G1 toys, and I want your thoughts on that, Dalton. But also, what do you think about the Chug line? I mean, because the Chug line could use stickers, but really that's not. I mean, there's not a whole lot of value with some of those figures. Do you even have any issues with that? So, let's get your thoughts on the G1.
With the G1 thing, it honestly depends on who you're getting the set for and what condition your current set of stickers is on the originals. If your sticker sheet on the originals are torn to hell, then you need new stickers.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do, like with the Asian figures, like you said, with Metro Titan, some of those colors are actually swapped.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Chug line goes, they're upgrades, so if it improves the figure, yeah, I'll get it for a decent price. When it comes to the third party, however, again, it depends on what you personally think is best for it. I mean, I've got one for the Mad Blender for TFC Hercules, the not Mixmaster.
Yeah, that's an expensive set.
And oh yeah. I've got one of 6.
You know, something we can kind of add to that, the Repro label discussion, is Masterpiece, which I think we've talked about before, but since we're, kind of
Yeah.
resurfacing this, because I ended up buying the upgrade sticker sheet for my MP10.
Oh, sacrilegious.
But I absolutely love it because the trailer was so plain inside, and that just intensified it. Now, the stickers that they chose for the actual figure for Optimus, they were little subtle things to where they didn't just like overdo it, as like most upgrade sticker sheets do. They were just like here down at the feet, there's those squares where instead of them just being blue, like there's like these little vents, and it made it look better, but not on all vehicles is it going to look better. G2 Sideswipe, he came with sticker sheet, but those are official because it came with the product. I decided to apply them because I wanted him to look all G2 style.
Yeah.
So
same thing with like Generation or the Tiger Tracks. You got that came with stickers also to put on.
It came with the Autobot sticker, but I decided not to because it's Diaclone, so
Yeah.
I decided not to do that. Just like on the Road Rage, did it have the flames and the Autobot symbol tampergraphed, or was it just the flames?
Just the flames.
Okay. Like, if that came with the Autobot symbol or something like that, I wouldn't put it on it. But I think it still has that gimmick in the chest that we saw with Bumblebee, that you can kind of flip it around.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm not going to do that on her, just because I want them to look as original as possible. But I love the upgrade for the Masterpiece MP10. On the G1, it's hard because some of the stuff is a little bit too over the top, and I think that's when it's like, maybe you made it look even worse than it did. But you've kind of like from talking just an hour ago with me about the Triptychon, I'm kind of now leaning towards just getting Repro labels, but doing the stock.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the great thing about the Repro labels is whenever you put it on there, you can actually take it off and like reapply, and it'll still hold and it's good. But with the ones that come with the figures, man, once you like the Fort Max, once you put that sucker like all right, I'm ready to lay it down, it's on there. Just smooth the sucker out because that's the way it's gonna stay. Because you try to pull up, then you're gonna leave like that white sticky behind and have like the translucent sticker in your hand.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear with Fort Max, getting it. I'm going to sit there for hours, just one sticker, 5 minutes each.
It took me 2 hours to put stickers on Fort Max.
As long as the sticker sheet's good, because my Encore Fort Max, the stickers were not cut right, which ticked me off. So, but I haven't gone out and bought because what is the Repro label sticker sheet is like $48. I'm like, yeah, I got my original that has the proper stickers. I'm not gonna worry about it. But
at least half of them aren't flip-flopped around like that guy right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What about Chug stuff? I mean, in a way, it's nice because it enhances your Chug figures. But on top of that, you're kind of, Repro Labels does a great job, and I'm not trying to, downplay them, but you're also going with their representation of what they feel that the character should look like sometimes, and what they come up with. And so at times I don't want to like have someone else influence me. I just want it to like if it's supposed to have that type of sticker or want to make it like a G1, I'd probably just buy the G1 instead of having to make my Chug look like the G1. But the sticker sheets are also expensive. I mean, how do you guys feel about paying that kind of money? I mean, it seems like at times when I'm looking at stuff at Repro Labels, I can't walk away with less than $50, it seems like, because there's just like, okay, I need this one, but then it just adds up real quickly. But you need them if you want to make them look better, or if your stickers are already kind of crappy because you bought a used figure back in the day and all that. I mean, can you guys justify the costs?
What's up, Trent?
It's hard to justify the cost. I mean, it all depends on how your income is and whether you think that set is really worth getting.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
a lot of
the
Command
whole
Wars.
topic's subjective, but yeah.
It is, and it's subjective as far as like does that increase or decrease the value as well, because it's all who's looking at it. Someone might, let's say Trypticon, if you bought the $60 upgrade sticker sheet, they might put a value in like, well, I think that's worth an extra $30 or something like that. I mean, it's all about who's buying it, but it's what you value it to yourself, and this is like if you were selling it or AFA in it or something like that. So like I'm never gonna sell Trypticon, so I don't care what the value of him is. It's what's best for me and what I like the most. But just talking with James, a while ago, I kind of feel like I want to keep them original the way now. So it's something that I'm gonna just have to spend a little bit more time on. I'm glad I haven't bought anything yet. But as far as to answer your question, one, you've got to have some serious money if you're just buying these sticker sheets for like chug stuff. But I think on ones that you absolutely love, like love that character, I could see doing that. And I don't think that they're going to be extremely expensive. Like I know that they've got a lot of $6, $8 sets, which I mean that's like half the price of the figure, But if it's a figure that you absolutely love, and you're not just like, hey, I'll like this one until the better one comes around of this version, then don't buy it then.
Yeah, definitely. Trent,
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Do you dabble in Repro labels?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, I bought the Repro label set from pretty much for like mostly for like about 3 of my third party figures. The Mania King, Fence Project Protector, and the Smart Robin.
Okay, cool.
And a couple of like various Autobot symbols and the mix labels that had like the Autobot and Decepticon symbols on there.
Yeah.
Are you talking about whether or not you would put Repro labels on like a vintage figure?
Yeah, we were looking at vintage figures or
Oh.
updating the vintage figure, or
With that, I think I know
think
what
that-
Trent's gonna say.
Yeah, it's like,
I think that would
oh,
depend.
dang.
Yeah, I think that would depend upon whether or not this is something that you just want to keep displaying like your own personal collection, or if this is something that you might one day decide to turn around and sell. I think most hardcore collectors that would probably pay the top dollar for are probably going to want the figure unspoiled.
Yeah, just kind of like a car. Like if you went out and you're talking vintage, talking about like, hey, I'm gonna buy, what is it, '66 Mustang Fastback or something like that. I think that's the one. Is it '66 or '67 when they did the Fastback? Either way, you're gonna buy one of those classic cars, but now you're gonna put like, altered rims on it, and like redo the stereo and all that. Like that would devalue the car, even though those rims cost more, putting them on, a classic or something like that would devalue the car, and that would also obviously turn people away from it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, nope. I know that's one thing that I look at whenever, like, if you're buying an automobile, and I always look and I'm like, all right, are there modifications to the car? And if there are, this was when I was younger, and I'd be like, all right, well, I'm looking for, whatever. I was looking for a Civic Si, and I just wanted bone stock, because if it's bone stock, I know that it hasn't been doing all this like street racing crap, that was like very popular back in the late '90s and early 2000s. Because I was all into that, customizing cars and stuff like that. But I was like, I want one for myself, and I saw one that was all like tricked out. I'm like, dude, that thing has probably been destroyed. That is, so
Yeah.
what, or it has like so and so modification. I'm like, what else is done? So I just didn't even look at them. So that's the way I kind of did the comparison, with like vintage, G1s, as far as repro labels and stuff like that.
G1s probably would you say even masterpieces?
Well, because I looked at it with vintage, and like I was using that, let's say that analogy, I was using with the car. Like, what else have they done? If you put like upgrade repro labels on a G1, they might be thinking, well, is this maybe a broken figure that they bought like junk lots and maybe pieced it together? So all,
Yeah.
maybe it's complete, but it's like not all the figure itself is not all original. Maybe it's like, hey, it's like from 3 different things. Now, is that something that you guys would be like cool buying? I mean, is it just, hey, it's a G1 figure, it's complete, or is it like, hey, these aren't all from the original figure itself put together? I guess kind of a sidebar question there.
Yeah, I like your car analogy because that's true. I mean, you're looking at a classic car. Do you want a restored car or do you want an original? And in the car world, you want to know if that car's been restored. You want it to be disclosed, and would you want that disclosed in as far as getting a, even though we're just talking toys here, but still, as much detail as you possibly can. I mean, okay, those stickers aren't, the authentic, real ones, and you can tell the difference between repro labels and original.
They're
I mean,
thicker.
if it's in hand, yeah, but you
Yeah.
have to have it in hand. You can kind of tell with a picture, but really it has to be in hand. But yeah, I would probably just want to potentially go as far as it is your collection again, so you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, I would probably just stick with the stock. Whatever the stickers that it has or supposed to have, I'd probably stick with, and probably wouldn't enhance it.
It certainly, yeah, it doesn't enhance it at all. And like I always see on eBay sometimes where people are like, this thing has like 99% of its stickers, and I'm like, well, even if it's missing one, then I'm still gonna have to buy extra stuff. So like that, either it has every single one of its stickers and they are beautiful, or if you're missing one or one scuffed up or torn or something like that, I'm gonna have to buy all new stickers.
Yeah.
So like, it's basically selling me. You're basically selling me one now that doesn't have stickers at all. I'm gonna have to take them off and replace them all. So
It's like trying to buy a car and doesn't have the battery
Yeah.
or steering wheel.
Or 3 tires. You're like, oh. But the other 3 tires are vintage. It's like, yeah. You said we have some comments, Josh? And then we'll move to the
yeah,
next
let
topic.
me refresh here real quick. All right, so Art Pipe says this week's haul, Combined Wars Hotspot. Still need that, man. I need that really bad. Cyclonus and BBTS Piranacon. Nice going on the Piranacon, man. And the Hotspot and the Cyclonus. All that stuff. I need a Hotspot. Got Piranacon. But yeah, get some G1 in there.
Cool.
And then Tula, I'm not going to say the last name, but I think that's Tulala's second account or something. Why do you have 2 accounts? Or maybe it's not. He says, hey guys. And Supercell 615 says, I have no idea if you guys can read the comments while this is live. So I will try. This is the rarest. What is the rarest figure that you guys own? I'm not sure about rarity, but
Yeah.
G1 Wheelie. It's pretty.
I don't know. Fans Toys Quake Wave, maybe, considering that people are paying $500 for them on eBay.
Or thousands.
I don't know about rarest. Yeah,
It's
I don't.
hard to put that into terms because I mean, like you can look at, let's say, BotCon stuff, and they have a small run,
Yeah.
but or you can look at it as just far as old and something you don't see a lot of. I mean, not trying to devalue the question. It's a good question. It's a really good question, but it's one of those questions that now we're all checking out our stuff. It's making us like, I wonder. So kind of
It would take a long time, to do, because you can look at things in rarity, different ways. Like, how rare is it to find 100%? Let's say one of the city formers, 100% complete, for a
Yeah.
decent price. It's like that's rare. How rare is it to find Master or the Fans Toys Quake Wave for just $200 on eBay? Dude, that sucker! As soon as you put it up, that thing would be gone in 5 minutes. So that would, but it just rare figure doesn't actually mean that it's the most valued, because again, like James said, with Transformer collector stuff or collectors club stuff or BotCon stuff or even San Diego Comic Con stuff, they make limited numbers, so those things would be more rare than some $1,000+ Japanese toy that was mass released in Japan, because there'll be less numbers. Do they hold the same value? No. Are they both equally as cool? Probably not.
Probably not.
We know not,
See,
but I'm not trying to take a jab at the stuff here.
See, if I had it, I think the hardest one to find, since rare's kind of a hard thing to discuss, I would say Gears, but I don't have them.
Oh, you're talking about the little
Legends.
generations. I've never seen them either. So to me, it might even depend on where you live. To me, that's rare.
Yeah.
Masterpiece Exhaust, that's rare. Just because limited numbers, not sold everywhere. It's a hard thing to get. So, I'm sorry that we're kind of giving you a loaded answer. It's it seems like a simple question, or you can't just determine it by like, hey, this is the most expensive figure in my collection, and just so. If you go on eBay, you just type in rare, like Transformers G1, put in rare, dude, you'll have like Generations figures that you can pick up in your store right now for $15. That'll be popping up. So apparently, I could name everything in the collection rare if I wanted to, according to the people on eBay. But
or like the people at Acon, how much were they selling that Prime for?
There was a Combiner Wars Optimus Prime that I can go to Walmart, not even 5 miles from my house, and pick up for $15. In fact, I can probably buy like 20 of them, and they were selling it for $50.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, well,
Someone's desperate for money.
I'll throw out an answer for you, so we're not, it does depend, but for me, just real quickly, I'll say the W cassettes. The dinos, the 4 dinos, that's probably my rarest Transformer figures that I have from the latter part of Headmasters. Those are extremely hard to find. They're right up there with like trying to find a twin cast Sound Blaster, original Japanese, not Encore, not reissue, or Art Fire, and those kind of figures. But yeah, it all depends. I mean, if you're looking at value, you're looking at just
I know.
Whatever.
For Willow, with the boxes in great condition. For the Willow movie line made by Tonka, I believe it was 1988, 87 or something like that. The 2-headed dragon. You can look on eBay for that thing right now, and look every single day for a year. When I was looking to buy one, I had only seen 3 pop up within like a year and a half that had the box in immaculate condition, and I bought one of them. Is it the most expensive figure? No, but as far as rarity, yes. So.
Yeah. And you could also look at like Cat's Lair from the original Thundercats, having electronics that actually work. You have a box, and it's also white. So if you have one that's not discolored, that's really rare. I mean, to find stuff like that, and I mean, we could dive into Star Wars. You could dive. I mean, there's so many cool collectible stuff out there that's just rare. I mean, we could have a show of just, the rarity show. Which would kind of be fun and depressing too, like some of this stuff. But
All the stuff we can't have.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, let's go into the kind of the topic that we kind of talked about, just getting your guys' opinion then. I have a couple of topics here, but regrets. You guys have any regret purchases? Or just regrets not being able to purchase something? You saw it in the store and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I'll pick that up later, but then it's gone.
You
All right.
guys.
Trying to think. There was something a long time ago, and I just.
There's one figure, but I feel like I'll probably see it again at one of the trade shows that's coming up in the summer. Figure that I regret that I couldn't get when it came out, and even when it came out again, I couldn't get them. Was Fans Projects Code and Steel Core.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be Assaulter and. There's another one. It's Hexatron from Master Ryan Creations.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Both of mine are MP10s. You got MP10B, or three of them. Then the Bathing Ape and Eva. Now, I have someone that just messaged me from watching Cybercast that has messaged me that's offered, good deals on MP10B and Eva. So it's just I need to get in contact with them and arrange, payment. Let's do that. But passing, because I looked at, I don't know why I passed up on NP10B. I thought I was just like not a hardcore masterpiece collector because it was kind of new at that point. And that's when I just kind of started getting into the masterpiece line was when NP10 came around, and like everything else I've backtracked. But MP10 was my first masterpiece, and that's what kind of got me started. So I didn't think I needed, the black one, and now I need it all. With the Eva, I was just like, man, 300 and something is just a stupid price number, and now I'm like, oh my god, like if I could only get that stupid price number, so I don't have to pay this much higher stupid price number, that would be great, So, hopefully, the guy on Facebook that messaged me, hopefully we can get everything worked out and put some money in his hands, or a bunch of money in his hands, and put two figures in my hand. So.
Yeah.
And speaking of masterpiece, the Hasbro Soundwave from Toys R Us. That's one I really regret not getting.
Yeah, a lot of people regretted that just because it's such a great deal.
I did try and find that again.
It's pretty cool that BBTS has the the Hasbro Asia exclusive MP10B back in stock. I thought that was interesting. Like, what?
The
Yeah,
what?
you don't want to know what my reaction was to that. It's not safe for live.
What was it? The Hasbro MP? What'd you say?
The Toys R Us exclusive, remember, of MP10B that we got here? It went to a Hasbro reissue, Hasbro Asia reissue,
Yeah.
And everyone sold out on it, but BBTS got it back in stock.
Yeah.
Like warehouse find or something. I don't know.
One of those.
Yeah. But I remember when we were one of the Cybercasts, probably last year or whenever, I don't know. But I remember it was the three of us. Dakota was on the show still, and we were talking about the MP10s, and we saw the Bathing Ape. And we're like, oh my goodness, how much is that going for? Oh, it's like $190 or something like that. Or no, it was more than that. And they were like, but it doesn't even come with a trailer. And we were all just like, shot it down. Like, oh, that's just crap. We don't want to pay that because there's no trailer. It's just it. And now we're like,
it's $1,000.
$1,000. Like, I wish I would have bought that when I had the chance at just a quarter of the price.
Find them, but most last I checked for authentic, they were like $800 to $1,000, and it's just, oh god.
Yeah.
The Evas were like that when they first came out. They were like in that $800 to $1,000, but now they're coming down. because like the knockoff is coming out at the end of this month.
Yeah.
That's coming out with everything. And they know that we need to get rid of these, beforehand, because like once the knockoffs come out, the authentics they'll come off the scalper price, and they'll be a little bit more realistic. Like you still pay more than what you did at retail maybe, but it's more realistic, and no one feels like they're getting ripped off here. And that's why the exhaust, the prices that he's going for is just, it's so ridiculous. That a knockoff is coming out, and as soon as it does, people are going to be like, oh, we got to come down. And that's when you get yours. That's when you get yours. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, with the bathing ape, you can't do that, because the knockoff is nothing close to being the original, because of the Autobot insignia is molded in where the bathing ape symbol should be. So
it's the easiest knockoff to tell whether it's authentic or cake.
Yeah. So that's not going to help drive the price down at all. The bathing ape are going to stay where they are, unfortunately, because of that.
Now that makes me not want to end up passing up on the Perfect Effect Leonidas and the Mastermind Great Shot.
Yeah, unless
pass those up.
God, I hope they don't do a lot with that Great Shot, like they did with Hexatron. Like, give us 6 different versions of it,
Mm-hmm.
and not retool it, just redeco it. But
Now, if it does become Shadow Maru, I will pick that up, because it does look like an interesting character.
oh yeah, that's definitely awesome. The Leonidas, yeah, definitely, I'd pick that up. Especially, I think it's going to be a great figure. I think it's going to sell well, but their Warden is fantastic. They came out with Guardian. I still think that mold in itself is really cool, but then Guardian got scrapped. It was first coming out as a con exclusive, and then it was going to have a retail later on in the year, but then they canceled the retail, and you're just stuck with the con exclusive. Yeah. So I don't think they'll do that with Leonidas, but you never know. And that's a sweet looking figure too.
There is
even
one
if you're not a
thing.
Beast Wars fan.
I got another one. There is one thing I wish I had kind of sort of followed my instincts on. Warden is great, but I do like that Guardian color scheme.
Oh yeah.
Kind of wish I almost wish a little bit that I had waited, like my instincts were telling me, for that Great Shot, for that Guardian color.
Yeah, I do like the color scheme a lot better, actually. Especially, I think TJ Duckett said, like, he did the comparison. He's like, yeah, you don't really realize Guardian's like really awesomeness until you have it in hand and you're looking at it and you see like the cool black colors and metallics and all that. Yeah.
And that red, yeah.
It's really dark, but it stands out like a G2 figure would.
Yeah.
Jim, you got a couple of comments here and a question.
Okay.
All right, so Comic Cosplay Z2061 says, should probably be sleeping by now. Dude, next week we're going to be a lot later, so it's going to start at 10:30 Central Standard Time instead of 9.
The name's actually going to fit the show now.
Yeah. Leon, thanks for giving me that aid. I think I butchered your name last time. That's why he was like, dude, it's me, Leon. So, Josh, if you don't mind, what Gunpla or what's the Gundams invading your shelf? It is Gundam G Self and Hy-Vee Gundam VRAP. So, one of them is a larger version of the one that I have an SD of, and that's why I definitely wanted him, because I liked him. And so, whenever I get them built, I can do like some little father or son little pictures, like I always like to do. So.
Oh man.
And let's see, Tula says the rarest item I actually want is Superlink Shadowhawk Cosmo version. There's one on eBay right now for $70. I hope I get my money before someone else buys it. By the way, this Tula, okay, I figured it was. I'm playing from an in-game browser. Okay, he's too lazy. All right.
It's too late to say that.
The Switch account. And then he also says, Holy Grails. What do you guys have, and what are your Holy Grails you'd like to get? So, Holy Grails, another thing that can be interpreted a few different ways, but I guess what's your Holy Grail, and what do you plan on getting that is kind of your next Holy Grail that may be in grasp? Not like a wish list, but maybe in grasp. I can go first on that if you guys want me to.
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right, Holy Grail. To me, and the thing is, it's not just it's not because it's and this is the way Holy Grail can be, it's all about the eye of the beholder. To me, it's my G1 Triptychon, just because of the hate that I had for my childhood friend Dustin Lane. Yeah, Dustin Lane, I'm talking to you, man. I got Triptychon. He's complete. So, he never let me play with that thing. I was stuck with my Metroplex. That was bought at a yard sale, so I didn't have any accessories. He didn't want to play with my Metroplex, so I didn't get to play with his Triptychon. Now I got it. It's complete. I can do whatever I want with it. And that's the Holy Grail to me, and that's why I'll never get rid of it, because it brings so much hate from me. But no, there's a story behind it, and that's what I love about certain figures. Like I could even say Shrapnel, because there's a story behind it. It was my first figure, As far as Holy Grail that I'm trying to obtain, I might be able to get MP10 Eva. So.
Cool.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be the Platinum reissue Triptychon. Until I can, because Fort Max is way out of grasp.
You got beef with Dustin Lane too?
I don't even know who that is, but sure, why not? Why not?
Any Holy Grails that you have obtained that you wanted?
I think it's either that guy or MP10.
Cool.
So either Metroplex or MP10. So, yeah.
Terrence, what do you got?
Okay, for my Holy Grail, probably would be that Mastermind Creations Tarn when it comes out.
Ooh. If it comes out.
Coulter, yeah. As I said, ever since I saw that character, ever since the Decepticon division debuted and I saw that character, he's been kind of, I must have this, because he looks like if there's anybody besides Galvatron that should be the next Decepticon leader, it looked like it would be him. And in some ways, I can see him going to more extremes than Mega, just because he just looks all around badass.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to get my hands on one day when I can, I would like to go after maybe the Runabout and Run 'em Up, the TFCC, the Collectors Club exclusives.
Great figures.
Mm-hmm. Just because I remember the jump starters, I remember Runabout having a country accent. I thought they were kind of cool because they were just crazy. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, apparently in the BotCon 2012 comic, they're kind of like high schoolers, the way they talk.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Have you been able to obtain any Holy Grails, Terrence?
Not yet. I can only say right now for me. Well, I don't know if it now when you say Holy Grail, do you mean something that you don't think you'll be? You mean something that's kind of like out of reach for right now, or something that you wanted and that you was able to get finally after waiting a while?
Both.
I think it
think
can
we were
be
going
interpreted a couple of different ways. So.
Okay, because sometimes I can have more than one depending. But yeah, one I was able to get was last month. I was finally able to get my hands on that United Voyager Megatron UN06.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I ever since I saw that, I was like, Hasbro, this is, I was like, I must have this.
Awesome.
So finally saw somebody who was looking to get rid of him because they had Hegemon, so they probably felt they didn't need him anymore.
I would have thought one of your holy grails would have been like MP Ultra Magnus. Or
Oh my
only
god.
only when I upgrade to collecting MPs.
okay. Have a leader class. Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, I am looking for that one. I'm
Yeah.
hoping he'll show up in Toys R Us soon because I got I got a gift card and that would really help if he were to show up at Toys R Us.
Got a
I'm
gift
like,
card and
if
it's burning
you
a
don't,
hole in my pocket.
yeah, yeah, I know, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll try to wait for him to show up, but if he doesn't, if he doesn't show up in my Toys R Us by the time the Takara version gets released, I might just pluck out the extra $20 and just go for it.
Mm.
Dude, don't spend all the money before Texas Comic Con, man. I'm still coming down.
Oh yeah, that figure's not coming out till like September or something like that, which is well after Texas Comic Con. So
All right. Dakota said he's not gonna be able to make that one. I had a. You know what?
Got a what?
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really good.
like I was telling you on Aftercast that like because it's an anime con, like they think that like there's not really a bunch of Transformer fans, and they might catch one of those people that are like into anime, but they're like, oh, I remember Transformers. Is that how much that one goes for? Let me buy it, dude. MP Ultra Magnus was going for $280. I'm like, that thing is
Ooh.
still in stock for $170. That's
wow, yeah,
$110 more than what.
Lord.
And then there wasn't even a price on Sound Blaster, and Dakota was like, I didn't even ask how much that thing was. Because it was probably stupid as well. I'm like, yeah, that thing's still in
Wow.
stock at BBTS for $130. So, like, they were trying to mop the floor on Transformer fans or people that were like not maybe necessarily Transformer fans that knew like we knew going in, we were like 280 for Ultra Magnus? Oh, dude, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
But people that aren't really familiar with Transformers that are like, oh, I kind of remember that from my childhood, even though I'm into this anime stuff, yeah, let me go ahead and get that. It's expensive as hell, but that's why I'm not a hardcore Transformer fan. Let me get it.
Trying to scam the casuals.
wow.
Yeah, that's basically what it was with Transformers there. So that's why you couldn't buy any Transformer stuff there because there was no competition, and they priced it as if everyone was idiots. So
God, I would have had a portable TV, DVD player showing off on like the 86
Dude,
movie or some of the season 3 stuff just there so people could see it and have the product right there.
Yeah.
Next to it. I mean, like,
There you go.
Dude, I did a lot of dealer room footage, and I'm putting those and editing them together, and it shows a lot of these prices so that I can and it's just, all I'm doing is the Gundam, Play Art Sky stuff, and the Transformer
Mhm.
stuff. So as far as, because my viewers, they don't care about seeing like little plush figures with like, little dolls and stuff like that. There's also some of those, but it's going to be in a separate video.
okay, cool.
And see, one thing I plan on doing when I get Leader Ultra Magnus is having all my movie characters in the cover pose.
Yeah.
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 I just need a Unicron to be floating above them.
Wow. It's wow. Wow. It's funny to say, but I damn near got more. Probably have more of that cast of the movie cast and onward than I do of the original art crew.
What'd you have next, Gene?
Let's see here. Let's go a little deep. No, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna go. But now I know, Josh, you're not a big fan of it. I get it.
I
Beast
can take
Wars.
a break.
No, you can if you want.
I mean, I'll go eat some pizza.
right. But I'm just kind of curious. Do you think the fans are ready for another Transformer change? We had G1 was just kind of G2, and then it really needed to be revamped. So here comes Beast Wars. And yes, we did get some, throwback looks and characters, as far as names and stuff like that. But it helped kind of rejuvenate the series. Do you think that the fandom is ready for that again?
Nope. I don't want Beast Wars. You're putting too many on the shelves already for us.
I'm not talking Beast
Oh,
Wars. I'm just talking a new idea, new characters, new storyline. It can interact with, just like how Beast
yeah.
Wars interacted with G1, but totally different, totally something. I'm not going to say what. I'm just
Well,
something
look,
new.
let's use the example of the Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron stuff. Like, people were buying that, but it's not like that had staying power because no one played the game after 2 months. Because I was on there, man, and I was searching for lobbies to try to find people to play. As far as the toys, every time you look and you find stuff that's up for sale, it's the video game, the Fall of Cybertron stuff for sale, and it's movie stuff for sale. Is most of the time what it is. Like, they sell that stuff before they sell their regular chug stuff.
Yeah.
So
But I'm talking not even relating to Optimus Prime, Megatron,
Basically,
You're
another
talking about
season
like
3.
another something. Something different, like what Beast Wars. If you think about Beast Wars, how it just originated and came into, and then it finally kind of came back to G1 to interrelate, but it was totally different story. Same theme. You had two factions taking on each other, and all this,
talking
but
about like Super Guy Master Force.
that's different. So something like
Are you
that.
talking about now? Are you talking about like a new series there
You don't have an
where
Optimus Prime.
even
You don't have a Bumblebee.
yeah
You don't have any of these characters. Maybe it's set 20 years, 1,000 years into the future where we're away from the Great Wars type crap or what they're doing now. Do you think the
but they're
fandom
still
can?
there.
Yeah, they'll
Okay,
relate to them somehow,
I,
but they need to establish the storyline first, and then they can go back like they did with Beast Wars.
That'd be a cartoon series. That
yeah
that I don't think they're going to do that because right now they are still on the heels of the Bayformers and them coming out with
yeah.
movies and kids going like, that's Bumblebee, and like
Yeah,
it was announced I think today that in TMNT 2 there's a scene where there's a costume like thing or whatever, or parade or something like that, and there's someone dressed up as Bumblebee, which is also from Bay, and Michelangelo high fives them and stuff because all these the Transformer
great.
websites were like, oh, Bumblebee makes a cameo in TMNT. I'm like, what? I was like, these things don't have anything to do with each other.
Each
It was
other.
just some kid in a costume or someone in a costume dressed as Bumblebee is what it was, and that was the cameo. So it's not really a cameo. It's just someone in a costume. But that's the thing is, they're riding off the heels of these movies, whether you like them or you don't, whether you like the toys or you don't. The people are going and watching them, and they're the most popular movies in the box office. They're making millions and millions of dollars off of it. So they're gonna ride this ship out as long as they can, just like
Don't
they did with G1, and then when it stops, that's when you'll get that new series, like you did with Beast Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Unfortunately,
I'm thinking the
exactly.
movies took the place of what they would have done,
Mhm.
like they did with Beast Wars, and they went movie format and went that route.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just trying to
It's
throw that
kind
out
of
there.
silly to me. It's always been kind of silly that none of the cartoons come out since the movies started ever tie into the movies. I don't get that.
Yeah, only
Well,
the
that's
video
good.
games have tied
That's a
into
good
the
thing.
movies.
And even the video games don't even really tie it in that well.
I appreciate what the movies have done for the Transformer brand, but I do not like
Okay.
movies or the toys or anything like that. Like, I know there's a lot of people that watch and they're fans of it. Awesome. Any collection is awesome. You like what you like. Don't let anyone tell you that one's not as awesome as the other. But me personally, I don't like the movie looking stuff.
Well, that leads me into my next topic. Kind of just flows into that. Do you feel that the movie franchise kill off too many of the characters to the point that how are we going to continue having
Yeah.
movies if there are no more characters
Constantly
except
dialing.
continuously
Yes.
having Optimus Prime,
Yes.
Megatron, and Bumblebee? And it's also the movies are influencing the cartoons in some ways. I mean, you saw that with Transformers Prime where they were going to have Ironhide, but they changed it to Bulkhead because Ironhide died in the movies, and they didn't want to confuse the children. So,
Yeah, I thought
what do
that
you
was
guys
really
think about
stupid.
that?
It was very stupid. They even had. I even saw like. I even remember seeing concept art for Transformers
Hmm.
Ironhide.
And
It
it
was
looked
like
good.
2000. Yeah, like about almost a full 2 years before the series debut. And then when they finally put out the figure, we get Cup, and I'm like, okay, now what executive thought that Cup was more popular over here in the United States than Ironhide? I'm from ever scratching my head on that one.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
I didn't
Cup?
understand that too.
Are you talking about
Cup.
Bulkhead? Cup.
Well, for
No,
the
well,
Prime
I'm talking about
toys,
Sergeant Cup.
they
Hmm.
came out with Cup, the
Oh,
Prime
yeah,
toys,
yeah. I
but
remember them. Like,
the card in
nobody
Ironhide.
wanted Cup. I mean, he's one of the most boring G1s. Nobody wants Cup. He's a
And I
boring
mean, if you
character.
got a generation, who's gonna? I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a bad figure. It's probably very good, but I mean, who's gonna pick that Transformers Prime Cup if you already have like a Generations Cup? I don't think so.
No, that Generations Cup looked nice.
I'd rather pay the extra $20 and get the Ironhide,
Yeah,
Yeah,
even though the Cup figure has the better weapons.
true.
but do you guys though feel that they kill off too many characters in the movie to
Yes,
pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
what's going on here? I mean,
and just the
Well,
way they do it, I can't get with.
if they're wanting to keep those, like, now there's hundreds of Transformer characters. I mean, you can go into Japanese even, and there's hundreds there for available for them to do whatever they want. Well, one, they don't do the characters right. Like
No,
they're calling them all different types of stuff. We will name you Steeljaw. You're just a, instead of being like, hey, you're loyal to Blaster and you're a main character, even though you're a cassette. Now you're Steeljaw and you're just like one of Lockdown's little like
the
dogs.
Bird
dread.
dogs.
A lot, you're a no-name character. No one cares about you, but we had to name you something, so that's what we did. And not only are you not an Autobot, you're just whatever. So they do all types of weird stuff with names. Scorponok's this little drone that pops out of Blackout. Instead, he should be like a huge city base. I mean, so they're just using names however they want. But if they even want to continue doing that, they're going to run out of character names that people can identify with, because there are those core people. There's Jazz, there's Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Ironhide. Those, what you're talking about, and where I think you were kind of wanting the topic or question to go to, they're killing off a lot of the main ones that, like, everyone, you go to any franchise, you know who Bumblebee, Optimus, Ironhide, Jazz,
Hide. Yeah.
Starscream,
Starscream.
you know who those guys are. You're like, where are these? They're usually there, majority of them, and they're killing off a lot of those characters. And I mean, I don't want to see any, like, as much as I don't like the movies, I still, hopefully they don't come up with some stupid way that they're like able to put Ironhide back together or something like that.
Or like Shockwave in Dark of the Moon. He only got what 30 seconds of screen time, and then he
Yeah,
was killed.
that's all.
yeah. And he
You
was
can
such
see
a badass character, but he died so easily.
Pathetically. Yeah, that's what.
Um, so
And I understand that the robots, some of them got to die and stuff like that, but that's
I
when they
just
have
didn't-
all those like Decepticon like little foot soldiers, which was weird
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of those. Some Autobots need to die, but that's whenever you write in like some character that's people know
Skids and
but he's
Mudflap.
not, a Skids or maybe a smoke screen, or something like that. Wheelie, add Wheelie and kill him. Kill Wheelie quick.
um,
Another thing is they made some of the characters they made them so drastically different they were barely recognizable. Like for
Skids.
example, yeah, Skids, yeah. Devastator. They turned
Devastator.
him into
God.
what was he, like a giant dog or something? He was a
Yeah.
Pretty
giant
much.
dog.
And then Miley Cyrus was hanging from there, saying, "In the wrecking ball," So
It just well, with that said, I mean, we can dog on the movie, but
I love
I
it.
just want to know if killing off the characters is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, it goes to the point that we know who the number one sellers are that you're going to promote the stinking movie with. It's got to be Megatron. It's got to be Optimus. It's got to be Bumblebee. I thought Starscream would have been able to continue on a little bit
Yeah.
longer, but they killed him off. And the thing is, how they're being killed off. I mean, Sam killed
Yeah,
did he kill Starscream, and then
yeah, it was such a
just
death too.
it's just that type of stuff is it's kind of giving the finger to the Transformer fans in a way to have that kind of a death scene from those
I
type of
think
characters.
that's what Michael Bay is doing. Is he wants to say, like, I think that he hated. I think that he's a closet Masters of the Universe fan, and that he
GoBots fan.
said, or GoBots fan, and he said, I want to screw over the hardcore Transformer fans as much as
Mhm.
possible, but while making millions of dollars and making it successful. But it's just giving the fingers what he wants to do to the hardcore G1 fans, or fans of the fiction and stuff like that. So I think that's what Michael Bay is trying to do. And no one can tell me different.
Yeah.
I
All right.
think
Well, I just want to throw that out there. I'm just we've announced on the Cybercast, and I'm sure everyone's seen on different other websites and stuff that they are going to be doing another movie, and then they're doing a spin-off. But it's like
What are they gonna spin off to?
Bumblebee, I think.
Oh, hell.
yeah, they're doing a Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Did you see my comment to that on Facebook, Josh?
So
So it's just
It was
I wish
something
they
like
would have done that.
it was like some kind of meme thing or something.
Yeah, from
Oh
The
God,
Office.
no, or something.
Yeah,
it was gonna be Bumblebee for something.
It's gonna be Bumblebee talking through his satellite radio. That's gonna be fun.
That's
Might as
gonna
well
be a
just sit in
whole
your car and
2-hour
turn on the
movie.
radio.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's with the
Cool
dial.
chance.
Leon's comment, he says we need a Bayformer Rodimus, and it is about time that they went Galvatron, so maybe not a Rodimus but a Hot Rod. But the thing is Hasbro knows better than to kill Optimus.
Yeah,
From
I
the
doubt they're
G1
gonna do
cartoon,
that again.
dude. 86 animated movie came out. They were like, hey, we've already reissued Optimus Prime like so many times. There's only so many times people will buy the same thing. Kids want something new. Well, we'll do this Rodimus thing. Well,
They're gonna have to if they want to introduce
destroyed
Rodimus,
it. That destroyed Transformers.
G1, yeah.
Is the 86 animated movie because they killed Optimus. And then they came out with season 3 and they killed him like 2 or 3 other times, until they finally, brought him back. But
Yeah. Horribly too. I mean, he blew up. He's all
they're
this kind of
stupid
stuff.
death.
Came back
Sometimes
to
you're
betray.
just like, I don't even know how he comes back. How does this dude, how did he get to the tomb? I thought he like blew up in the sun or something. But they're never gonna kill Optimus again, and they're never gonna kill Bumblebee, because killing Optimus now, or killing Optimus back then, would be like killing Bumblebee right now. Dude, you're gonna hurt so many kids' feelings.
Oh man, that would be so hilarious though if they made a movie.
Dude, I'd love it. I'd love it.
We wouldn't care. We wouldn't care.
It's like, good, dude. He was getting annoying,
Oh my
anyway.
goodness, that would be such outrage.
But it's all about money now. It's all it's all about money, and it was about money and selling toys, but now more than ever they're making more than ever, and Transformers is their franchise, because G.I. Joe was also as popular as Transformers back in the 80s. Now G.I. Joe doesn't do anything. it's all about Transformers, carrying the torch. If they kill Bumblebee right now, it would kill it. So that's why they won't do stuff like that. You might see a Hot Rod pop up, but you're not gonna ever see Rodimus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll never do
Or
that.
or
The
it,
whole
or,
Matrix thing
or
is
it'd be
kind of different.
it'd be like some kind of like weird thing like hey, let's say in the new movie, like here's Optimus, da da da. He's in there for a little bit, and now he's got to talk with some people on Cybertron or another planet where there's Rodimus, Blur, and Cup and stuff like that.
Magnus.
They're battling off, and Magnus, and they're battling off with some other people. So you've got another story going there, but you're not killing Optimus, you're not killing Bumblebee, and
No.
you know what? Hell, they'll probably even send Bumblebee over there to help him out just because they have to have him in the movie a bunch of times. So
I see Rodimus maybe in the movies because we got to remember Optimus did leave in Age of Extinction to go see the creators, aka the Quintessons. So someone's got to come to Earth and lead. It's just always funny when there's only maybe 7 Autobots that can only be on the planet at a time. It seems like when they come for every movie, but
And there's like 50 million Decepticons.
yeah. But
Nameless Decepticons at that.
but it was
Yeah,
a good
I don't
segue
like
there, Josh.
Right.
I like that. You talked about money and toys. So last topic.
we're not even set up for this. This is just happening naturally.
It's just- But I'm just gonna. This is the last topic, then we can just talk about whatever. This is just last one on Transformers. So, do you guys think that the originality is gone in the toys? Because right now, and it's all about the almighty dollar. I get that, but they're reusing molds like crazy. You
Yeah.
never saw that in the 80s. You never saw that in the 90s as much as it is now. As just, hey,
Yeah.
we have a mold. Let's just redeco it, or just slightly retool it and send it out there again. You guys happy with that, or just like, it just is what it is, or just
Now, you see-
outraged, pissed off?
You see it a lot with the aerial
Yes.
bots because a lot of their legs work the same way. It'd be
Yeah.
a different design here, but hey, they all have that like accordion.
Gordian.
Yeah, and I think it's like one of you mentioned is like now when a new figure comes out or we see a new figure, we're like, wow, it's cool or it looks nice, but then we go to look at it, be like, so who do you think they're gonna repaint or retool this into?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I called that Slipstream from the get-go. After
Yeah.
Windblade was released, I was like, yep,
It was easy.
Slipstream's coming. Hmm.
But are you guys happy with
Yeah.
that, or do you wish that they would bring back the originality of just molds that,
Well, being a G1 fan, you knew you were going to get a few repaints. People
Yeah.
always say that, dude, they repainted stuff all the time at G1. Look, you had the Datsuns, the Seekers. Other than that, it was most of the time like you might have one or two, like Ironhide Ratchet. There's still a little bit of a retool there, but for the most part, everyone was pretty much
Yeah.
individual, its own mold. And if they did have some type of repaint, there was tooling usually with something, and there was only one. But you could obviously you could take Swoop, and you could take Mind Wipe. Obviously two different guys. Wings, flaring out and stuff like that. I mean, just there was so much to offer in G1, and like I don't remember ever having some different version of Mind Wipe or Six Shot or Galvatron or any of the Pretender, the Insecticon. I mean, it's even whenever they came out with the deluxe Insecticons, they completely different molds. Now they could maybe they would today the deluxe Insecticons, they would have came out with the originals and just repainted them if it was today. But in G1 they didn't do that. They there were different companies that made it, but you get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I was just kind of mentioning. It's like not to take away from what we're getting in the Combiner Wars or just now or the last year. I mean, it's good stuff. I think what Hasbro's been doing is really awesome. But the originality is not there anymore. Looking at all the characters, if you look at your chug shelf that let's say you've collected in the last year, they're all essentially almost like, okay, these are the same mold, that's the same mold, that's the same mold, that's the same mold, that's the same mold. Unlike looking at BotCon stuff where they take that mold but they're making it an exclusive, redecoing it, doing all that type of stuff. This is just normal retail, and it's like, okay, all the aerobots are exactly the same. Seekers, all that. It's just when you just sit back and think about it, it's like, damn, I'm paying whatever the amount, like let's say Toys R Us money, $20 for the exact same kind of mold, but this time it has missiles on the wings, or it's got a different paint app or something. But it's a totally different character, but it's the same mold. You're looking at Ironhide, you're looking at Prowl, you're looking at all the guys to form with Optimus Prime. Those are going to be redecos, Sonicons, and such. So it's just out there. I'm just kind of curious. I mean, growing up with G1, we didn't have a lot of that. As much as it is now, but again, it's all about the dollar. It's all about what can we utilize and keep using and turn that mold into dust.
How can we pay for this mold, basically?
Yeah. So.
I do wish we had some more variety in, the molds rather than, let's just slightly retool this. Like with the Aerobots, I wish they all had something different. Like with the Sonicons, they all have different transformations for the legs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dead end, you open up the legs and unfold them. Drag strip, you pull them out on a slider. On breakdown, their accordions.
Accordion?
Yeah. Accordion.
They're all accordion, Dalton. No, but I totally get what you're saying. That's why I pointed out the Aerobots. Like, it seems a lot of them, you come out with them and accordion down.
I mean, it was a neat trick when they first come out, but now it's just
everyone. And even I'm seeing pictures of Groove where it looks like his legs split in half, kind of like the others do. Because I was looking at the inside of his lower leg and it looked hollow. That's another thing. I kind of wish they had some way to hide that.
With Groove, or
they're not going to put that much money into it because now you're talking about panels and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you look at dog. Like if you look at the pictures of the Groove supposed to be coming out, that deluxe Groove with the that yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Legends Grooves. I was like, I don't even have it, so I can't even.
No, we're not buying that thing, Dalton. You're buying that?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a bad figure. It probably is a very good figure, but
don't lie. Don't lie.
Because
you can be honest on here.
I'm gonna wait for Takara store to do their whole. You know what? I might just say the heck with it and just get them all at one time from Takara.
Oh, the box set, man.
Yeah.
Well, that Groove will come out if it's a repeat like we've had. That Groove will come out with someone else, whatever combiner. It's Lim that you don't get your original figure from. That'll come out before that box set does, because that's what we've seen. Like, the Wild Rider, or I'm sorry, Breakneck, and whatever the hell his name is. Those guys came out. Those guys came out before your first box set of Superion.
Mm.
That's where I'm kind of, if we see history repeat itself here, you'll get another guy from another combiner, and then those two figures for Hasbro will release before you get your first box set. So if it's about timing, you could just go all Hasbro. And if you know they're gonna get a Groove, and whoever the oddball figure is, if you don't like them as far as the individual robot, just don't buy them.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
use them on someone else.
Yeah.
Like I like Off-Road, so I'm keeping him. Alpha Bravo, I liked him, but now I got I got Blades. I'm like, all right, Blades does it for me for this mold because I love the mold. But Off-Road, even though now I got him with First Aid, I still love Off-Road. He's my favorite one. I just love the colors and I love the mold, and so I'm keeping him. I'll probably get rid of Alpha Bravo though.
So that's what I like about Off-Road and Wild Rider is we knew that the Hasbro one would be coming out for Wild Rider, so they went ahead and did all these different color changes with Off-Road to begin with the teal instead of red.
Yeah.
Yep, that was smart.
But see, I can see Hasbro probably doing Blast Off or Brawl with Roof. Probably call him like Overrun or something.
Who's okay? So let's say Combaticons are next. Who's going to be the figure left out? Because with the off-road mold, they could do a Swindle or something close to it. Vortex, they could do a retool of Blades. Alpha Bravo. I think Blast Off. Because that's a space shuttle jet. I think Blast Off's the one left out. Because he's not just a jet. You're not gonna take Air Raid and be like, dude, he's great at Blast Off. No, he's got to be a brand new mold because he's a space shuttle. He's gotta look a certain way.
So you don't think that they're gonna take like half of Alpha Bravo and kind of use it? Because to me that helicopter has always reminded me, the front half has always kind of reminded me of a spaceship for some reason.
What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, I mean,
I can kind of see what you're saying. So it'd have to be retooled, and then the new figure would be the tank. It would be Brawl. So Brawl would be the guy left out. Can we agree it's gonna be Blast Off or Brawl that's left completely out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna have.
I don't know. I mean, you look at it. Slingshot was left out.
So you think they're gonna make up a completely new Combaticon character?
Yeah, they're gonna mostly do that. But Slingshot was left out. But that Slingshot is essentially what the Firefly is exactly. It's just repainted.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever's left out is gonna be already represented in a mold. I think.
Mold. Okay.
Wild Rider or Breakneck is dead end. It's just retooled as the head, obviously, but it's already
it could be
made.
Swindle.
So I think someone's going to be left out, but the mold's going to be there. So I think it's going to be something like probably Swindle or Brawl, one of those two. I think they'll make a new mold or potentially, whatever, like what Trent said, maybe take the front end over there for Blast Off.
They might do that because Blades though is a new mold because they had to introduce a motorcycle. You're not going to take Blades and like put two wheels on them, so they had to introduce a motorcycle for that.
But I do think that they'll leave a character out and create someone else, tweak it, and then
that they can use later.
And then they'll use later like, oh, that should have been Swindle, but we didn't get Swindle, but we're going to get Swindle because we all thought that should have been Swindle because it's the perfect mold, and then we're going to get him probably down the road. And we're just hypothetically talking, just all assumptions.
Yeah.
But it just seems like there's a pattern.
Information.
It just seems like there's a pattern what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a way to pay for these molds. It's like, well, this works. They kind of were in an uproar when we didn't give them Slingshot or Wild Rider. Let's do that for the next two, or because we didn't give them Grooves, we gave them the Little Legends, and they complained about that. So we'll give them a deluxe size. So how else can we? Maybe we'll change up the actual torso. You won't have Onslaught. We're gonna create a new guy, and then we'll come out with Onslaught later on. Maybe that's the one that's gonna get left out.
While they're twisting their mustaches.
Yes, it could be someone totally different for the torso, and it's not Onslaught. And then it's going to be redecoed into Onslaught. And so later on, and it's like, haha.
I think people now are like, because before we were just like, all right, well, that's what we're going to have to deal with. Now that people know that we're going to get these, you're going to get your other figure, that they're like, unless I really like it, I'm just gonna buy what I need, So
Yeah.
See,
But we
the
but we all want that combiner to be complete, so it's like, shit, I'll just buy that, put it on there.
and like we brought this up a while back. Cybercast, Aftercast, we probably talked on it about both, but them coming out with all these repaints. It's more than what they did in G1 or probably any other line as well. Not talking, Seekers or anything like that, because those are always just, repainted. But if they're doing all these repaints and minor retools so that whenever they come out with Combiner Wars that are Abominus and Predaking, and stuff like that, or Chronicon if they, wanted to go that route, then this was to pay for that because we can't really do a whole lot of repaints, or maybe they do and they, start naming them some like Beast Hunter, type names and stuff like that. But for the most part, those aren't going to sell when they go repaints that these other guys would. So, or the originals. So, if it's all this repaint and minor retools so that it paves the way to, all right, now we can buy you those or make those Terracons or Predacons and stuff like that, then okay. I'm good.
I hope you're right, but I have a gut feeling that they're going to somehow take the Terracons and the Predacons and try and utilize the same molds.
I don't want that done. Yeah,
I don't want it done either, but
I'm talking Terracons and Predacons don't look anything alike, and that those two, they all they need 10 individual molded figures is the point, that I'm basically making.
And they're probably laughing right now, going, "Oh, we have a huge surprise for those G1."
For you, yeah.
I know. Mark Webber's like, "Oh, Josh, silly."
Yeah. We decided to combine the C-Cons and the Predacons and the Terracons and just take a couple of characters from each one to form this hodgepodge Monstructor. And that's our new Monstructor right there.
And we've also figured out a way out of those beasts, we're going to make Raiden as well. That's and basically what you're saying. Stuff that doesn't look,
and the Dino King.
Stuff that doesn't even look like it goes together. Like Predacons and Terracons, they don't look anything alike. Like Predacons are actual animals that exist. Now their sizes don't work out, like Dive Bomb, but they're animals. The Terracons are just like made up weird looking beasts, like some crap you'd see out of Godzilla, so that's what that is, so they don't relate to each other any type of way. I don't even know how
the only ones
do like Cutthroat and Dive Bomb. I don't even.
Yep,
those would be the
Cutthroat, Dive Bomb.
Those would be the two closest ones, but all the rest of them, like you can't do Hungar or Razor Claw.
I swear they're gonna try.
I feel, I would say they're gonna try.
And we're all gonna be like surprised, like really what? Oh.
What?
Well, you know what? Then the positivity about Hasbro that we've had on the Cybercast is going down.
Going down. We're becoming.
Now, see, the only way I can see it working out with that is with two characters from each, being Sinner Twin and Cutthroat from Rampage and Dive Bomb. Those are
Dive Bomb, because
Sinner Twin is like, or Rampage, 2 heads and 2 tails.
Yeah,
and that's
pretty much
close, somewhat. I guess.
Yep.
But then you're gonna have 3 new molds for Abominus.
Blot and Ripper Snapper. Hunger's gonna need to be voided.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I just hope I hope that it's going to be like how we want it to be. It's going to be 5 totally separate teams, 5 groups or 5 members here for that team, 5 members here, and they're all different. But
and then you've got your obligatory 6th member
You
Yeah,
know what would
All
be a
right,
shocker?
screwing up on this is gonna make me go back to third party. Is what I'm basically getting at. Okay, because like I'm willing to give Hasbro a chance, and we add a few add-ons, and I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, so the add-ons and stuff, the money I saved, I'm happy with it.
Unique Toys Orden, here I come.
You screw up on
Jordan,
this,
yeah,
and like
man,
I'm gonna
looks
start
good
going
too.
looking at third party stuff. So all I'm saying, Hasbro, don't screw me.
Now, one thing I
Now,
want to
what
bring
if
up.
they were to do something shocking and make all the Predacons Voyagers? Nah.
Wow.
All like Devastator.
Well, then,
Predaking is a huge combiner. As far as
Yeah.
G1 not being Japanese,
Yeah.
he's the biggest.
I remember when I
Right.
first got Razor Claw and someone had a couple other limbs, I was like, oh my god, these things is huge.
I know. As a kid,
Yeah, right.
all I had was Tantrum. I used to just turn his head around where it was just the horns and be like, now he's Predaking, because I didn't have the other four.
See, if they do all Voyagers for the limbs, they're gonna have to go leader class on Razorclaw and do some weird connection style like they did with Devastator.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Get a Supreme class.
I don't necessarily have to have that. I mean, it's just you
Yeah.
can do them regular if you want to. Just do them right.
Doing
Yeah.
right,
Just
yeah.
do
Just
them
make
right.
them beefy though.
And where's my
Predaking would
six shot, Hasbro? You
Predaking would
told
be
me
the
if I
only
saw
one
it in the
that.
comics, I'd be seeing it in the toy, in the IDW comic.
He came and left and hasn't come back.
Predaking is
Yeah.
the only character I can see these making any sense. The hand-foot guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Exactly.
Give, Tantrum and Headstrong the Firefly and Quickslinger guns. Just in gray plastic.
I'd still buy some Perfect Effect ones for them.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna get the G1 Perfect Effect style anyways.
Let's see here. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Kind of. I don't know if this is fun to bring up the rumors about some listings for Legends class.
What rumors?
Listings have shown up for Legends class Wheelie, Rumble, and there was someone else. And I know those were two of them, but.
Huh.
So does this mean we're going to get a new Soundwave and Blaster? Maybe
It would be
Wheelie
nice
class?
because if we're getting Rumble, then it makes no sense to not have a
Yeah, and then-
Soundwave.
And then a while back we heard about Strike. Oh, Ravage was one that popped up in that same listing with Wheelie and Rumble. And then a while back we heard about Rewind, then Stripes, Buzzsaw. So I can see if we're getting a leader class Soundwave, we'd be getting a Legends Laser Beacon package.
Huh.
But that's pretty much the obligatory thing to do with Soundwave now, is just give them Laser Beak in package.
Yeah.
And then Blaster was Steeljaw.
Yeah.
The real Steeljaw.
I mean, that's how they originally came out in Japan,
Mhm.
was with those guys. Or no, actually, Blaster didn't come out with Steeljaw. It was on Twincast. But, what is it? Do you think that they're going to be tapes, or should they be like Rumble, be like the tank, like they did with United? Should they have to integrate into, Soundwave and Blaster?
As long as Rumble is purple and Frenzy is red.
Well, they're probably going to go the IDW route, which apparently is the Takara toy route, which is wrong. So they're going to go with blue Frenzy and red Rumble,
Yep.
unfortunately.
It's unacceptable. The G1 cartoon is where
Mhm.
because
RIB FIR.
yeah. So whenever I look at like what is supposed to be correct, I look at G1 cartoon. I don't look at the toys and what they do because they screw up all the time in the factory. The cartoon got it correct though.
Broadside's this big, then he's this big. Ultra Magnus is this big.
Broadside is this
Braun
big.
shows up in Carnage in C minor in season 3 after he was being the first Autobot to die in the '86 animated
Die,
movie.
yeah.
He's alive then. I mean, we got to go off
And
of that. I mean,
Onslaught is shown standing right beside Bruticus.
No,
and Bruticus can
it's
actually
it's
get inside Blastball.
Hotspot is showing right
Yeah,
next
yeah.
beside Defensor.
Defensor, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, G1 is like, yeah, that's the best.
And then what was it for the?
For Constructicons, Magnus was like
in
human to toy size.
Oh god, the Carnage in C minor. If you haven't seen it, it's the worst. It's the worst flawed episode in Transformer history. In the beginning, Superion is going there and they're attacking, but whenever they start falling to the planet, he's not Superion anymore. He's Defensor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. You should take a shot each time you see something that's not right.
Dude, we were drinking when we were playing that, and like we had to stop after 5 minutes because like no one can drink this fast.
There
were 20 screw ups in the animation, like in the first like 4 minutes of the episode.
That episode.
Yeah, it was just. I'm like, don't these people have? Didn't that studio have like editors to tell them that character shouldn't be there?
I don't think they.
On season 3, they didn't care.
They drug tested in the studio, which they probably should have.
Dude, they were pumping them out, and why none of these stories are in order for season 3 is they were just like whoever's finished first, you're going next. You know, so they were just the season 3. Nothing is in order. There's actually someone's probably posted it online, like the way that you should watch season 3 for it all to make sense. But there's that. Then there's also
because I do remember a couple episodes. Let's see, Money's Everything. And the next day, Grimlock's New Brain came on, and I'm like,
yep. And so you've got the Technobots, and you've got the first appearance of the Terracons, and Money is Everything, and then the next episode's Grimlock's New Brain, where he actually created
the Technobots.
The Technobots, and then here comes the Terracons. So,
yeah,
that's great. But we still love G1. It still influenced us to spend lots and lots of money on stuff 30 years later, or 20, plus years later. But anything else you guys want to talk about?
Not me.
Gone for about an hour and a half.
I've got business to take care of.
Got business to take care of. Okay. So that's a no. All right, so we'll end it right there. Thanks everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, we're back next week on Saturday, back to our regular day, but the times are different. So the Cybercast will be airing 2 hours later at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hextron's channel. The Aftercast will be airing at 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on my channel. And so just be aware of that. We'll let you guys know again, probably through Twitter and Josh's Facebook page, the G1 Hextron. But if you guys want to outro yourselves, starting off with Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, DaltoniansTFs. And watch out tomorrow. I will have a little video talking about July's episode of Cartoon Mondays.
So watch tomorrow. Watch out tomorrow.
Watch out tomorrow for that video.
It's a monthly show now, though?
What?
Is it a monthly show, or is it bi-weekly?
It's monthly.
It's monthly now, okay.
Yes.
All right. Josh?
You can find me G1 Hextron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hextron.
Cool. And are we going to be seeing Gundam reviews from you now on your channel? You going into Gundam?
Well, I've got like 3 of them on there already, but
I think you should do more. I think you should do them all. You've had a lot of people asking, what are those Gundams back there? And I think you're sparking some interest. All the way.
Maybe I'll just keep them like in frame whenever I do every like review. But yeah. But no, I've got a ton of stuff to do. I probably have like 20 things or 25 things to do. Like if I uploaded 25 different videos right now, I'd still be backed up. I've got a bunch.
Come on. Changing your name to G1 Gundatron. Let's do it. Gundams all the way.
G1 Lazytron, man.
All right. Trent's, where can we find you?
Find me at Trents5 on Facebook and on Twitter.
Cool. All right, and you can find me on Twitter and YouTube. Actually, I should just start saying, well, you can't find me on Facebook. You won't find me on Instagram yet. You won't find me on Xbox Live. You won't find me on the PS. And that we're
you gotta get on PS4. You gotta get on PS4, bro.
So, but I do appreciate all you guys watching. Video form is up for the Cybercast. Go check that out at G1 Extron's channel, and then give us both a like on each video. We do appreciate that, and you know, obviously comment. And that's about it. So we will see you guys next week. See ya.